Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Redeemed podcast, where we bring Christ into everyday conversations.
I'm Janisha.
I'm Chipo.
I'm Nyari.
And I'm Lavon.
And today we're going to be talking about parasocial relationships. Big words.
Yeah.
Well, it was for me at least. I didn't know.
No, it is a big word. It is a big word.
Me too.
I think so anyway.
We are the same. Yeah. It's a big word for all of us, but Nyari.
Nyari's like, this is.
Nyari's like, I learned that when I was 2.
She's like, no, big words.
Big words.
They did the alphabet and then
four syllables. It's 4 syllables. 4 syllables.
Parasocial.
Yeah. Parasocial relationships.
Yeah, it's 4.
Is what we're looking at. So I'll hit you guys with the definition so that we'll all like have some understanding. I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway,
for the viewers and for us.
Yes, mainly for us. Parasocial interaction. This is what I got. Refers to a kind of psychological relationship experienced by an audience in their mediated encounters with performers in the mass media, particularly on television and online platforms. And then I got another definition, and it said, this is another one which I rejected this message. Are you ready? It said parasocial relationship causes the media user to develop illusions of intimacy, friendship, and identification. And I was like, it's too early to be called deluded. So I'm gonna
I was gonna say that's kind of true though.
I was gonna say it's not incorrect.
No,
it is what
you didn't lie.
You didn't lie, but whoa.
But it is like,
maybe on the second half of the episode.
It seems like quite personal, that one. It's like,
that one's
you have done this, you have done this. But the other ones were like,
this is
it happens. It happens sometimes.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're gonna be. It was a bit of a light drag. But that's what we're gonna be exploring today. And so I thought I'd take it back. I kind of gave the girls a heads up earlier, but I thought I'd take it back because obviously right now we're in the era of like the influencer, but celebrity culture is still a thing. But I feel like before it was like strictly or mainly celebrity culture, and from celebrities birthed the fan. And so we've all been fans, we've been air conditioners, we've been, different, there's levels, there's scales, but I feel like we've all been something. So I'm curious to know, did you have a fangirl stage, and who was it for?
I had to think about this.
I
had to think about it. I'll go first, eldest.
Guys, let's guess who Jans is going to be.
You can actually guess. Go on. No, all guess.
No, a fan.
No, I'm messing.
No. A fan for Jan.
Yeah.
A fan for Jan. What's the timeline of this? Like young.
You're young.
I'm not going to give anything.
Hey, I'm
I was
trying
just
to think what
bantering
Janisha
about
would have.
Miguel.
I'm gonna say Mariah Carey.
That's the thing. I feel like, do you know what it is? I was talking
but then
to,
that's older, isn't it?
Yeah, I was talking to my mum about this, and I was just like, did I ever have like an obsessive phase? And she was just like, no. Like I never had like,
you didn't care enough.
Yeah, I never had like a phase where I was like, oh my gosh, like this person or like this group. Like, oh my gosh, fictional characters. For me, that's where it's at. Fictional character, like Percy Jackson. I was a Percy Jackson stan. Really Annabelle,
That was 10 out of 10.
So when the movie came out, did you not like the act? Were you not obsessed with the actors?
Listen, let's not do too much on Logan Lerman, okay?
No, we love Logan. Oh my god,
not too much now.
It's like Percy. But the issue was that there was a prophecy over Percy's life. Do you understand? And at the end of the prophecy,
no prophecy, not of the Lord, by the way, guys.
The Lord.
It's mythology.
Mythology, yeah. But at the end of the prophecy, he was 16. But at the beginning of the film, which was about the first book, he was 16. So it doesn't make sense. Percy Jackson can't be 20 running around chasing these people.
And he can't be in high school this entire time. You can't be 20 in high school.
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
I mean,
you can if you're immortal.
Or if maths.
Or if you're repeating. Yeah, it's true. Because in Zim, you always stay in school until you pass.
That's true.
That's crazy.
That's true.
That's scary.
It is.
That's scary.
Imagine seeing all your friends leave you behind.
Yeah. It's really sad.
Yeah, I think that's the scariest part because, because
you have to make new friends. But this is a thing, though. I think about it in context because I had a friend when I was in primary school that had to go back like a few times, right? And the thing is, because you're older, you are kind of more superior anyway in the hierarchy of the school. So you know the younger kid. I can only speak for primary. I don't know about secondary, but you know the younger kids and they know you as like an older person. So you just have to assert yourself as an older. Do you know what I mean? Even though you're going to be repeating school. And I
guess if you repeat it after like 3 times, it would be
a bit weird.
It's null and void.
Yeah. And you will meet that one younger person who'll be like, I swear I've known you since I was 12. So it becomes a problem.
Something like that.
Yeah. But you just have to, because you're stronger as well, like just stand your ground in it and be a bit more.
Hey, Lavon said fight.
I'm not condoning it.
Realistically,
that's the only way.
You've got to set your dominance,
right.
But yeah,
sorry,
for
back
me,
to you and Percy.
I would say mine. Yeah, I would say my stan cultures were more for fictional characters than they were for actual human beings. I love Mariah Carey. Oh my god, I love Miguel. Who else do I love? I just love a good singer. Do you know what I mean? But
because we don't have that many right now.
Oh my gosh, who are you coming for?
No. Is it in terms the Grammys? We're not giving, guys.
But they're not giving Grammys.
I think there's a lot of mediocrity. We let slide.
Oh, okay. Oh, damn.
I really do, guys. But obviously, there are other artists, but they just don't get the same
recognition.
It's not given like the same vibe as it was back in the day. When it comes to music.
Like they're very talented. It's just they're not getting the same exposure.
Because
mediocrity is getting exposure now.
It's getting exposure. Okay, I get you. But yeah, no, I was a fictional character person, so like Percy Jackson. When I was really younger, I'm trying to think what animes I was watching. Probably like Ichigo. Then that was the main character. Gone. If I watch an anime, any main character I stand over. I create it's not good. I create very bad emotion. Like, these are my sons. These are my children.
As they should be.
I love them too much.
These are my sons.
These animes are my sons.
Literally, I'm a mama. But it's bad though, because to the point that when Hunter x Hunter, no, it didn't finish. The guy's sick, so it just stopped. Yeah, I stopped watching anime because I was like, no.
Because my son is sick. My son is unwell. Let me take care of his health.
I was like, so I literally cut out all anime. I was like, I'm not watching anime again because I can't emotionally attach myself to these characters. I didn't trust myself enough. I was like, no. And then it's fictional.
That is quite scary.
No, it is.
Yeah, no. I'm saying it. No. Sorry,
I said, is anybody else scared right now?
No. But you know what it is? It's because I'm thinking back to Chipo's second definition. So. When we were like, whoa, this is a bit too real. And I think as we go through the conversation, we'll realize that some of the relationships we had, we formed unhealthy attachments to characters, so to speak. And I'm saying scary for myself, not most of for Janisha, but two things can be true at the same time.
Exactly. No, that's mine. Fictional characters, main characters, main characters. That's my
only the mains.
Only the mains.
I don't want no side. I don't want no slow. Just the mains.
Okay, go on, Chipper. It's you.
Thanks for sharing, Janisha. Similarly to Janisha, I don't think I had like a person or like, let's say, an artist or an actor that I was like maybe obsessed with. But when I was thinking about it, I remember, and this is so random for me, but I remember when The Amazing Spider-Man came out, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Listen,
this was like what? it has to be 2012. It can't have been later than that, please.
Which was a scary year because people thought the world was gonna die.
The world is gonna end.
I was like,
right.
Everyone
didn't know how much longer.
If we're being for real, that's actually like why I got baptized when I was younger. Fun story, but not a fun story. I said, listen.
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna see heaven.
I'm gonna be on the right side.
Me, honey.
At least you knew Jesus was the way, the truth, and the light. You know?
I said, let me give my life now.
Exactly. Amen.
That's funny. But the Amazing Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, and for whatever reason, I just fell into this like I don't know what to call it, Bermuda Triangle.
What would you call that, Chipper?
Of Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone's relationship, right? No, guys, this is now. In hindsight,
I understand. I get it.
Upside down.
In hindsight, like at the time, I didn't know what it was. But now when I think about it, it was probably Tumblr. But there was a website that I checked every day that told you like if they'd been spotted in
Wait for every day. No,
I used to check every day while eating my bran flakes. It was bad.
Oh my God.
And then I would be like, I was deep in that. You guys know I like to stalk casts, even to this day. I'm in the interviews, I'm in the wiki pages, I'm there. But then, no, guys, I would be like, I vividly remember going onto one of their interviews and it had 2 views. I was the first one there.
Oh my gosh,
and I'd watched all of their interviews, and then I remember just not tumbling, but like when people started making,
you were tumbling, girl.
When people started making edits, that rocked my world. You know, there's like mash edits where it's like and then they'll put like songs over it. Oh my gosh, I knew all of them.
It's you,
It's like you're my mirror, like
no, but Triple, I get it. I actually just get it. I just get it.
So that's the only time that I remember. I was on that website every day.
Tom Dyer, man.
Yes, but I was like, that was healthy. At that point, I was older. It was fine. It was just admiration. But at that time, I knew. Why did I know that this random white couple was going engagement ring shopping? Why did I know that? Why did I know the street that they were spotted on?
This is the thing. Focus on your grades. Focus on your grades.
These times, my stats. Ask me about my stats. My stats were lacking over this.
Oh, that is so
guys,
funny.
I don't think we're understanding that Chipper was the second interview.
And you know those things have millions of views. For you to be number 2,
in seconds, that was before. It was 5 seconds.
The refresh game was on lock.
That's what it said.
I was there before.
You were one of those people. You know those people that are like, first, got here first.
If I had the capacity, I didn't have accounts back then because I wasn't allowed socials. But if I could, I would have.
You would have.
I actually probably would have.
And then there'll be someone in the comments saying, "Oh, there's like 5 people that said first, and one of you is wrong."
Where were you? Were you sitting down?
No, were you okay?
Actually, were you okay? Because Janisha had to quit anime to take care of her son. So I don't know what happened to you, bro.
I just stopped consuming media. I just stared at a blank screen for years. No, I'm kidding. I think I didn't care at that point.
It lasted long enough. It lasted long enough.
Because I remember
because that would have broken her world, guys. If she was checking it every day, she was the think of it, guys. She was the second year.
Chipper said the edits rocked her world. She said the edits.
He would have been destroyed. Think about it. No, that's.
I would have stopped believing in love. Honestly, I would have stopped.
Yeah.
No, I get it though.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But did you ever hear that thing about them where she did her 72 questions? It's so sweet. And he basically made her a handmade chair. But this is when they were together, yeah.
Yeah.
And so now she's like married, she's got her child, and they did this. She's done her own 72 questions with Vogue. Yeah. And then the guys are like to her, what's your favorite gift you ever got? And she's like, the handmade chair. Well, obviously she doesn't say his name, but we know
We know where
Janisha, don't send me back
no,
there.
Janisha, come on. We just got Chippo back.
Let's not do
We
that.
just got Chippo
Are
back.
you joking?
Chippo's just got her life back.
Resist the urge, Chippo. Resist. Fight the urge.
I'm absolutely going to watch that now.
She's shaking. Her legs, you can't see her legs right now.
Chippo's gonna suddenly have to leave the episode.
That is my network.
Just to go watch that video. Imagine Janisha made this whole thing up and then Chippo goes on a rabbit hole for 4 years.
Oh my god. But no, unrelated, and then we'll move on. That was my kind of fangirl era. But do you guys know that song on TikTok that's going around right now? And it's like, I'll be in denial for these. I think it's like Billie Eilish or something.
Yes.
Yeah. Someone made an edit of them when she won an Oscar. He cried, and then it was like, what about the plans we made? And they were
because that Billie Eilish song
is new. Yeah. So Chippo, you're still there.
You're not out of
You're
this.
still a fangirl.
You out.
I'm at the door.
Spider-Man suit onto this guy.
So never mind, Janisha. We take back our attacks on you.
No, I just saw it, and it just it reminded me of them.
Second view.
It had a million likes.
Mary, red card. Mary, red card. It had a million likes, and I was the second one.
That was my fangirl era. They were called Stonefield, by the way. That was their name. So I was a Stonefield. Nyari, your turn.
That's a funny
thing. Listen,
I was real quick.
Oh, that is so funny.
But
Chippo, that sounds scary as well. Because now I have to say it for everyone so that Janisha doesn't think I was atting her alone.
Yes, you were.
That sounds scary.
I know you. That sounds scary.
That sounds so scary. Go on, Yari, so I can say it to you as well.
I mean, now I'm thinking I'm gonna have to tone it down. So the ones
I think you have to top it up. Yeah,
so that I can
you have to stand beside me, Yari. Come on.
Was next level.
Oh,
like I was not
funny.
It wasn't that bad.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. We've all done it. I still do it. Let me.
Okay.
Tom
That's
Daya.
Scary.
I've seen all their videos.
I love Tom Daya.
So don't act
Tom
like
Zaya.
you've never done it.
Is that Tom and Zendaya?
Yeah.
Tom Daya.
They're very cute. Anyway,
very cute.
Okay. Since we're talking about when we were younger, I'm just thinking about which ones I want to divulge.
Oh wow, you've got options.
Yeah, you said I've got options.
Yeah, because you guys know me. Like I will have my fingers in many different things, like in terms of interests. So I guess like Janisha said, like the non-fictional stuff. When I tell you any Bratz or Barbie merchandise that was available was in my possession.
Did you look after the Bratz though? Because that's a step up. Or were you cutting their hair?
Of course you didn't.
Listen, you know when Rihanna had that phase when she had this.
Wow.
Not Janisha doing a welfare check on Yari's Bratz.
On Yari's dolls. Janisha, you need to let it go.
Looking after them.
You're not yet.
I'm trying to make everyone the same as me. Okay.
Janisha said we will all get to the same level so that Lavon is scared for all of us.
Exactly.
Like I cut it so that it would have like Rihanna's hairstyle. But the thing is, because it's plastic, it would just stick up. So they look like Jedward. And then I gave them tattoos as well.
Tattoos?
I'm pretty sure one of my Barbies had like a full-on sleeve. And
how did you even know what a sleeve was?
I guess because you just see it around. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like, another one.
What, they're gonna have a tattoo?
And it wasn't even anything substantial. Like, you know when you just like squiggle.
Yeah.
So,
squiggle. Okay. I'm thinking like these are intricate designs.
No.
Because Nyari can draw, so I can believe that.
Nyari's got a box of dough arms. I'm saying. That would be scary.
Janisha, stop trying to get people on your level. You are
all alone. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Stop trying to make fetch happen, Gretchen.
So that would happen. And then I had like the bed covers and everything. I had like Bratz bags and all of that jazz, right?
Wow.
Indeed.
But one of the like duvets that I had for one of my Barbie bed duvets is kind of creepy now because I don't know what happened. I don't think I was doing some DIY on my bed and I had scissors and accidentally cut her face.
Oh my gosh.
How do you accidentally cut a face, Nyari?
And why do you still remember till this day?
You're not asking the right questions.
Yeah, go on, Jibber,
Yeah,
go on.
Really
Yeah. Nah, guys.
What?
This might need to be a different kind of welfare check on all of you, man, because scary things here, bro.
It was valid because I was just doing my DIY on my bed and it just like the scissors slipped.
What DIY?
I don't even remember what the DIY was.
You were chopping off their arms, bro.
You were chopping off their arms.
For the tattoo sleeves.
Faces. At this point, like, did you stand Bratz or did you hate them? Because you're in the wrong.
You know what a fan is, right? We like them.
Jibber, you might need to read the definition again. I don't think Gary understands.
Reload it.
We thought she was the smart one with the parasocial, but maybe she doesn't know the more simple words. Sorry, this is serious. Go on.
Yeah, so I did that, and then I also like remember there was the Bratz series, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I was obsessed with that show.
That.
I was obsessed with it.
I think it didn't come on much. Where did it come on?
It didn't. I don't know where we used to watch it.
It was sporadic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I would watch the episodes over and over and over and over again, right?
Oh.
And so there was so like me and I had these two
Tanisha,
cousins,
not
right?
you saying, "Oh wow, what season are you on of The Office?"
No. Janisha, how many times did you watch Hunter x Hunter?
Let's start there. Wait, guys, sorry, Janisha, I'm sorry because it seems like I'm really attacking you today. I have no qualms.
It's very scary, Lavon.
Yeah. Are you sure?
Let me step back.
He's gonna have to put out a statement next week.
Literally an apology video.
In no way.
Well, this will be very in line with our parasocial relationship.
Anyway,
sorry, carry on, Gary.
So I would watch it over and over again. So I had these two cousins, right? And then there was me and my younger sister. So my younger sister, she's called Chloe. And Chloe would be Chloe from the Bratz, right? And then my other cousin would get Sasha because she's the oldest. So me and my cousin would fight because we were like, I don't want to be Yasmin. Like, I don't want to be Yasmin.
What did Yasmin do?
Yeah, what?
She was boring. That's
was it the frog? I think it's the frog. Because Yasmin's doll was actually cute.
It was.
But
her personality was dead.
Her pet was a frog. That's what I'm thinking. It's the frog.
Yeah, but then did Sasha even have one? She had angel wings.
It's better than a frog.
She was angel. Do you remember?
It's better than a frog.
Why Sasha the black one?
Yeah, Sasha was the black one.
And they couldn't give her a pet.
And they gave her something that was dead. I said,
ooh.
They gave her something that was dead. What you
mean? Yeah, because angel wings. You're not alive, are you?
Talking, and I'm gonna fact check this.
Oh.
So
go on, Jen.
We would fight over that, and so like there was a point, where we would play, and we just wouldn't refer to each other as our real names. I ended up getting Yasmin.
That is scary.
So every time the songs would come up, we even learned the individual songs that went with each of the Bratz. I'm not gonna lie, guys, the songs hit. They hit. I will play them to this day. That's my less embarrassing stuff, right? My more embarrassing stuff was the fact that I was a closeted directioner.
It's the closeted for me.
Closeted. Hello, closeted directioner.
Hi,
everyone.
Hi, everyone.
She had a bunny. She had a bunny.
Who was the angel? Was that Yasmin?
No, I think she was Sasha Angel.
I think you made it up, Mary.
No, someone was Angel.
I'm joking.
Oh no, she was known as Bunny Boo. Maybe she didn't have one. Whoa.
Was it Chloe then that was Angel?
Whoa.
Anywho, so yes, I was a closeted One Direction fan. So whilst other people were out and proud, like in One Direction, I was like,
you're not gonna catch me.
That's
how you was.
You know when you're going through the oh my gosh, raspy voice.
Oh,
You know when you're going through the phase of I'm not like other girls? Disgusting. Disgusting.
I could never.
That is the scariest thing that's been said so far.
No, that
is the scariest thing.
I used to pretend like I didn't like them, but when I went home,
no, blasting their music.
No, Gary, that's embarrassing.
So what were you doing?
You should.
Would you slander them?
No? Yeah, like how bad were you in public?
I wasn't hating.
She was definitely tweeting.
Okay.
I couldn't tweet. I didn't have an account.
You didn't have Twitter.
I didn't have social media. Period. Actually.
If you had Twitter, you would have been tweeting hate. But listening to me.
But I did have a Tumblr.
Oh wow!
And I was liking the posts. I was liking the directional posts.
Oh,
people didn't know that I had a Tumblr.
Oh,
I was just like, listen, this is between me, myself, and I. If people find out that I'm like every other girl, it's not going to help the brand.
Wait, why were you not trying to be like every other girl?
Because I was just like, I love them, but not how you love them. But it's like I did love them how you love them. I just love them in private.
You love them intellectually. You weren't a fangirl. You weren't a regular fangirl.
That is so funny.
And like I would even read the fanfic. Some of the fanfic. Boy.
No, because I've heard stories.
Wait.
No, Gary.
Wait. I'm sorry, we gotta pause.
Right, guys, thank you guys. So here's our verse of the week.
I remember that night I just met Rewind. Please, Shanisha, put that clip in from Hamilton.
No, honestly, I'm not even shaming you because I read fanfic once. But not about directioners.
The direction of fanfic.
Yeah, they took it too far, innit? They took it too far. I believe that.
It was crazy. It's crazy.
Isn't After based on One Direction?
Yes,
fanfic?
Yeah, that's Harry.
That is
that's Harry. He doesn't act like Harry.
Trevor.
That's the point.
Isn't he quite rude? Isn't he every minute breaking my
very rude? Yeah. Guys, you know what?
I was saying that's not even like the bad fanfic. You know which fanfic I'm talking about? Yeah, the Larry fanfic.
Yeah,
because people wanted Louis and Harry to be together.
Yeah, I was like, this is
found
interesting.
This out that this was a thing. Like,
yeah.
This week, I didn't know this because obviously I wasn't in
Larry?
Yeah, because I didn't.
She wasn't in the world. She wasn't in the world.
I wasn't in the directional world.
Harry.
Do you know what I mean?
Once.
And I didn't know anyone that was a direction in my school. Like, it just wasn't around me. So I just found that was it. I was like, oh wow. And then they had a whole collage. I said, oh
yeah. Some people went deep because I read it because I heard one of my friends mention it. I was like, Louis and Harry, and I was like, why? And I was like, they seem like friends, but okay. Read it. I said,
Oh, so they obviously added.
Oh yeah, because everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, look at the way they're looking at each other." Do you know what I mean? You know how kids are, and they'll make the fanfic and just super dramatic, right? Yeah. It'd be like me, Louis, and Harry, and it's like,
no, we don't know Harry, but you do.
I'm joking. Right. So yeah, you know. To be fair, people dabbled in fanfic anyway because Georgia, where's her name? Was it Georgia the Scare?
Yeah. There was loads though. There was Georgia the Scare, there was Ruth the Scare, there was Sasha the Scare, there was every name was a Scare.
Why does Ruth the Scare sound extra funny? As
soon as you said it, it was funnier than the rest.
Ruth the Scare.
No, there was literally loads of them.
That's crazy.
So
I was never in a fanfic world, so I'm really
read fanfic
interested
about
in this.
Fanfic was good though.
Sonic.
Really? Sonic the Hedgehog. Shanisha.
Tell me.
Shanisha, that is the scariest.
Shanisha, did you play the Sonic game?
That's why I read that.
With the golden thing, and it would go ding when you would jump and get it.
Yeah. I've read fanfic about Sonic, about another game I used to play called Final Fantasy. Yeah, so I'm not judging you. That the reaction did seem a bit judgmental, though, didn't it?
That's funny.
Back onto Standom, I was also a former Bob. Obviously for obvious reasons we had to relinquish that time. Bob, babe.
Barb.
Oh,
yeah.
Bob. Okay, wow.
Yeah, Bob. You know, what's your name, B.O.B., so they calling you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I was a massive fan when I was younger, but obviously we had to let that go because I don't agree with her politics. Which will
That's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Yeah, that is
but okay. You can still acknowledge her as a good artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
An amazing artist.
And that you liked her for a season, but that season has passed.
Yeah. That's okay.
But that's most of my stand-ups. I loved a bit of JLS. When I found out JLS were touring again, I wanted to cry. I couldn't be there. Even learnt their dance moves. What she makes me wanna. That was all over that.
Oh wow, Gary. You were serious, you know.
I honestly, guys, I loved a good band. I love a good band.
Okay, so
me too, you know. I loved a group. I did.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
did. Yeah,
but I couldn't get with Girls Aloud. I just couldn't do it.
I like them a little bit. Like I like a song here and there.
Is that Girls Aloud?
I always thought Sugar Babes were better.
Yeah, Sugar Babes are better.
I never knew them.
Push the button.
That was before my time.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard the song, but I never listened.
You never clicked it to the people.
No.
Yeah, I get you.
But that's most of my.
You're not gonna say Beyonce.
Oh yeah, I was a Beyonce. Well, no, I only really became like a Beyonce stan later.
When you were older, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think it was when I heard self-titled, I was like, oh, because Beyonce was everywhere from her first album release to obviously where she is today. I was just like, oh, she's serious. So there was a point, in sixth form where I was watching Lemonade, and I was watching it in sixth form when I should have really been working, but I was watching it on Tidal. And what had happened was the deputy head teacher walked in. At the time, it was a man. And he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm watching Beyonce self-titled. And this was like right after Don't Hurt Yourself. So I was like, thank God he walked in now. Because if you go and listen to Don't Hurt Yourself, she was angry. She was cussing up a storm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that wouldn't have been good for your teacher to walk into.
It wouldn't have been appropriate. And he was like, oh, this is good. I was like, yeah, like this is why she's the queen. And he was like, okay.
Okay. So Nyari, you were speaking.
Yeah, so I guess I just had a lot of fan moments. I don't think I really ever transferred to stand-up because I didn't have social media like that. I only really had Tumblr, and then that was that. Yeah. What about you, Lavon?
Okay, guys. Well, for me, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. You know how Nyari said she had her hands in many different pots? That was me, because if I saw even small one thing that I liked, I'm automatically a fan. Like, so I was a fan of everyone. Like, you name them, I was a fan. Like singers, like Janisha, I liked a singer. So I loved Beyonce. I loved Rihanna. I loved Chris Brown. I loved Nicki. I was a barb to the core, but we'll get into that because that took it a bit too far. I took it a bit too far in some ways. I took it too far.
You're scary, Lavon.
Yeah. You're the scary.
I know.
Because yours is on a genetic level.
That's why I can recognize scary things. Because I am the first scarer. So
fear comes from
love Nicki. I was such a barb. But then also I loved shows in it. Like I used to watch a lot of TV. I used to watch a lot of movies.
So you're saying just like Chippo.
Okay, just like Chippo, I would watch a show or like a movie and I would like fall in love with the character so much so that I would now go and research the actor, their whole life, like all of the interviews. I'm gonna watch every single one. Like we are literally gonna be besties. I'm gonna know your whole life.
I just thought of one.
Yeah,
but I think you're gonna mention who it is.
Okay, yeah, don't worry, I will. You know me, I will.
Because probably. That's a shared, well, that's a shared love.
Yeah, if we're thinking the same one. Yeah, is it Styles? Yeah. No, guys.
Oh, I was like Styles. I was like Harry, but no.
No. Dylan O'Brien.
Oh, it's just Dylan though, isn't it? Because Maze Runner, we love him in that.
Wow. So
to this day.
Oh, till this day. Yeah, I was like a show. Like if I liked you in a show, I'm going to research your whole life. And if I like you as an actor, I'm going to be a stan to the 15th degree, right? So I would say like the ones that stand out to me because they're the most dramatic are going to be Nicki Minaj, like me being a barb, and Dylan Dylan O'Brien / Big Sean.
I forgot about that. I know.
No, but also, oh no,
That's
a
very low.
When Sinead joins in, I know you something about something.
When I listened to that song, I said,
oh, but that was past my time. That was past my time.
You love each other.
But you know
we get it, guys. We get it.
Big Sean will duet with any one of his loves. He did Ariana.
Yeah, of course.
He did.
But then,
that's nice.
mind you, though, the thing is, my reason for liking Big Sean was because I was a fan of Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber, I was the real stan of. I was a believer, and so. When he featured in Justin's song, As Long As You Love Me, that's when I was like, whoa.
Wait. Yes.
That's how I got introduced. And then later on in life, I was a big fan of Ariana Grande, and Big Sean shows up again. So I said, wow, it must be fate. We were supposed to do you know what I mean?
We the same height.
We're the same height. We both black. Like, you know, you like the people that I like. But it's true. It's true. That's genuinely what was in my mind.
I'll play too much.
So because light skinned Bieber, yeah. Let's wow.
What was that face when he made loads of songs with Jada Smith?
What?
Oh no, but you know what's funny?
Light skinned Bieber was, if I was your boyfriend, I'd never let you go.
But Nyari, it's funny that you say that because I was a believer before that. Like I was a believer back in the One Less Lonely Girl
with the swoop.
Lord,
I was a believer from Baby. Like I was a believer back in the day. So like all of Justin Bieber's old
That's
music.
actually such
like,
a tune, you know.
That was
he still makes money from that song to this day.
You know Drake is in that music video.
No,
I'm not surprised.
As a video vixen.
Like,
21.
I believe it. I believe
21.
Oh no, Gary. But yeah, I liked a lot of people, but the people that stand out to me, like I was a big fan of Justin Bieber. I remember being a believer, and every time I would watch all the One Less Lonely Girl videos thinking that should be me. And there even is a song that's called That Should Be Me. That should be me. Holding your hand. That was me.
That was a good song.
I was a believer to the 15th degree.
Even his Christmas album.
Oh yes.
Yeah, his Christmas album is
oh my goodness.
It's November already. I've been playing that.
Whoa. We haven't even reached my birthday. Hold the celebrations.
Whoa, Chapo. Whoa, slow down. But yeah, I was a big believer. And then I was a big fan of Ariana Grande. But I would say that was later on kind of into my early teens. And Big Sean because of Justin Bieber and Ariana Grande. I thought Big Sean was like my betrothed. Like I really, I thought he was the love of my life. But before Big Sean was like the love of my life, the person that I genuinely thought was the love of my life was Dylan O'Brien from Teen Wolf. And guys, when I say, you know how you guys talked about Tumblr in that, yeah? I would take pictures because I didn't have Tumblr, but I would go on Google Images and I would take the black and white pictures that were on Tumblr and I would make a collage of Dylan O'Brien, and that was my wallpaper. That is how much I was a fan.
Yeah.
Why black and white?
Did you watch the edits as well, Lavon?
Yeah.
On YouTube?
Yes, of course I did. Of course I did. And all of the funny moments, I would watch all of his funny moments over and over.
They had like a specific name.
It's called like something like Teen Wolf.
Was it Rickroll or something like that?
Sorry, I think it was, well, guys.
It was something crack though. You're kind of right.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, and I would watch all of it. But Janisha, go on with your question about the pictures being black and white.
Yeah, why?
Because the nicest pictures were just black and white on Tumblr.
Was it like looking, away? Was it?
Yeah, he was looking away. There was one picture I remember this so vividly. He was looking away. He had like a fresh trim, and he's got like some moles all over his face, and I could see them through the black and white. Guys, and he was smiling, so he had his dimples. Guys, I promise you, that was my wallpaper for like
facial structure.
I could see everything. That was my wallpaper for like 3 years. Wow. I kid you not.
3 years.
I kid you not. I was serious. I took the until GCSEs. Yeah.
I was serious. As you should. You know what? I support that movement. Even now,
thank you,
change my screensaver.
Thank you, Nyari.
At my big age, I shouldn't do that.
I
agree with you. You weren't wrong.
You get it. You get it.
Right.
So that was like my super obsessive like fan phase. Like, and then even more so before that was when this is back when I was still in Zim, right? So guys, I loved loved with a capital Loved, Nicki Minaj, yeah. But then more than anything, I was obsessed with her dimples because I really love dimples and I really wanted
You do.
them.
You honestly
and
do.
I
This is
to
been a
this
consistent
day,
love.
you see this one dimple that I have
Honestly.
here, yeah? This was
It'll
genuinely
be in
No,
every
we can't
picture.
see it.
the Lord had to give it. No, Chipper, you will see it. Even if I need to dimple your eyes, so you
Is the dimple in the room with us?
I'm joking. That was too far. I'd take that back. But yeah, so because Nicki Minaj had dimples and like, you know, she was like a pretty babe and she was just like good at her music, innit? So I was like, oh my gosh, like for me to have dimples, yeah, I must belong to someone who had dimples. So I was like, I was Nicki Minaj's child, yeah. But she wasn't ready. So this was my, like, okay, just I used to have a very vivid imagination, right? So in me loving Nicki Minaj so much, I had a thought process in my head where I was like, I have to be close enough to her that I have to be her child somehow. Bearing in mind, Nicki Minaj is what? She's not that much older than me, so she couldn't have been my mother. But in my head, right, I was like, okay, let me create this world where Nicki Minaj is my mom, but she wasn't ready for a child yet, so she decided to give me away. But she couldn't just give me. She couldn't just give me away. I know she couldn't just give me away in America. She had to go to Africa because I needed to be far.
So there can be no ties to me. There can be no ties to Nicki Minaj.
Anyway, back to
this
the
is
story.
scary.
So yes, yeah, it is. This is
this is
fear.
actually
like we
fair.
should be all shaking in our boots.
I am.
Yeah. So I was like, okay, so Nicki Minaj had to give me away in Africa so that she wouldn't be tempted to come back and get me, right? But then once my mom received me, my mom loved me so much that she gave me plastic surgery to look like her so that Nicki Minaj would never find me again.
Because guys, you know what? It makes no sense. If you see Lavon's mom,
me and my mom look exactly the
same.
They
look the same.
Clones.
Brothers.
Yeah, we are all the exact same. So for me, for the only way this could make sense,
like
me being Nicki Minaj's biological child, was that my mom had to love me so much that she gave me surgery to look exactly like her as a baby.
You should have read that
I grew up.
You should have read that.
I'm saying, get a notepad right now. They're gonna eat that up on Wattpad Studios. Trust me.
So I went through this belief that my mom gave me surgery so that Nicki Minaj would never find me again because she loved me so much. And then,
oh my god!
But then when I was a bit older, so at this point I think I was like 10, 11, right? Yeah. So I was like, oh, when I'm 12, Nicki Minaj is gonna needs to go back to Africa and find her child. So she's gonna come and get me and reverse the plastic surgery, and I have dimples, guys. All of this for a dimple. Deeper. It was all for a dimple.
I feel like
then I would have dimples and I would look like Nicki Minaj, my mom.
Submission.
That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. Because then I didn't have a dimple until I was like,
I don't believe in manifestation, but dang.
So the Lord had to free
girlies. Yeah. Maybe the Lord was like, this is the only way you're gonna be free. This is the only way. But then deeper, I love Nicki Minaj. She had dimples. I love Dylan O'Brien. He had dimples. I'm pretty sure Big Sean has dimples. Maybe I just had a problem.
Maybe.
Yeah. Ariana Grande also has a dimple. Just one, just like me.
She does.
Yeah, that's a bit maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that was the real.
It's good that you know that. Yeah. It's good that you know.
But guys, I changed. Okay, I grew up and I realized that is not the truth. And then obviously, once I grew up and I was no longer a barb, now I look back and I find it funny. But back then, it was definitely giving you're obsessed. Like you're a bit too attached. That is not your mother. The other one is not your husband. The other one is not your future husband. Do you know what I'm saying?
You gave yourself a whole lineage.
Family, yeah.
I can understand husband. Like, you know, I get that. But you said I'm gonna make a mother.
Mother.
No drama.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. But
from Trinidad, then Lavon, you know that.
There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things.
Island gal.
Literally.
While other celebrities were like getting kids from Africa, Nicki Minaj was giving her kids back to Africa.
But it's not all the kids. It's just me. It's just me. It was
that is documented.
That is documented. Guys, you know what? If we ever like our podcast ever reaches Nicki Minaj's ears, yeah. Nicki, I was joking.
I don't know how it would.
Was it?
You never know.
Delusions of grandeur. It's delusions of grandeur.
Delusions
Mrs.
of grandeur.
Bucket. It was Mrs. Bucket.
It was delusions of grandeur. But yeah, those are like the ones that stand out. But in terms of me being like a fangirl, like anything that I liked, I would hold on to it. Like girl groups, like I was a fan of Little Mix. Like I was a fan of like Fifth Harmony. I was a fan, like all the singers.
The Little Mix one surprised me.
Yeah, I loved Little Mix, guys. I was just, I've been a fan, and I was a fan of a lot of different things and a lot of different people. But I know that most of the time I was a fan of people that were involved in like the music and like
that's what seems
entertainment industry, mainly music, because I'm like, I loved a singer in it. And I loved a good singer. Like if you could sing and you could sing well, like I would be a fan. I was a fan of Mariah Carey. The first song I ever sung like in a school talent show when I was like 6 was We Belong Together, and I won. Like, guys,
I love that.
This just should show you I've been a fan. But yeah, been a fangirl, man. But never to the extent of like posters. Like I never had posters of people in my room. I just had like a wallpaper.
Yeah, that's a money thing though, because they're expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
I was gonna say it's like that's a level of wealth. So like you have your parents to have that disposable income to be like,
right?
Get you
that's true. That's true, Janisha. That's true.
And like memorabilia, like that's a lot of money.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, that was me. Back to you, Chapo.
Wow. Thanks for sharing, guys.
That was all right.
If I should thank you for sharing or regret that you guys shared. But anyway, here we are.
Sorry, I forgot to say something. That was very scary, Lavon. That was very,
that actually was
scary. Yeah, that's the scariest thing I've ever heard, to be honest with you. But I'm glad that it's my own thing that scares me the most, you know?
Yeah. But I don't know whether that's a compliment or not. In that
it's a compliment to you guys.
Where should go?
It's a compliment to you guys to say that even though I said that you guys are scary, your scary doesn't reach my scary, so you're not that scary, you know? At least you didn't want to be so close that you wanted to be literally in someone's DNA, you know? Yeah. But I've been.
It's all right. At least now you know.
It's fine. I do. My mother is my mother.
Period.
Okay. So with that being said, as we've so nicely illustrated, like people are touched by celebrities and public figures in different ways. And so I guess my next question is, do you think kind of the role and the effect that, we'll start with celebrities, because I feel like we can do influencers as like a separate thing since it's a bit different, especially now. But like starting with celebrities, do you think that celebrity culture, idolizing, fan culture in its extremes, where people are like lining up days and nights to see someone like open a perfume box or something, that side of it, and just the whole thing in general, do you think it's like harmful, or do you think it's kind of like just something that's a part of life and can be seen as like a positive thing as well?
I would say that I think in one aspect, I think it's a part of life, because we've always had this issue with like classism, especially coming from like the Western world. And say if you have a lower income compared to someone who is a celebrity who probably have a higher income and higher exposure, people are more inclined to, I guess, view the celebrity's life as aspirational and almost use it as a benchmark for like, you know, if they can do it, then I can do it.
I can do it. Yeah.
So for some people it is inspirational, and but in a lot of cases I believe it's quite detrimental for people, and then also for the celebrity as well. It can put them in a lot of danger, which we've seen in the past,
like stalkers.
Exactly. Like, remember there was that thing with Ariana Grande where she had her house and there was the stalker that came into her house.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah.
It's so interesting that that type
like you're
of
not
obsession.
safe. Yeah.
So I think it is detrimental to both parties, but I do think the celebrity is the one that has the power in a sense, and they can manipulate it to coerce
and they have
their
the
audience.
And
I would, because the idea of like a parasocial relationship, I don't know whether relationship is the right word, because I guess in my mind, when I view relationships, well, relationships can be anything. It can be your relationship with social media, like just how you interact with that person.
How do you interact as a relationship?
Yeah. But I think it can't really be viewed as a tangible thing, which some people make it, because you actually don't know that person. Like,
and they don't know you
at all.
And they, do you know what I mean? And I think where there's money involved, especially if you are paying to go see that person, it gets a bit techie as well.
Definitely.
I agree.
Yeah. But what do you guys think? What you guys think?
I think the same. I feel like I think it can be harmful. I think this is where the issue lies sometimes with celebrities. For me, it's like, or not with celebrities, it's more how people view celebrities. Because say like, I don't know, you are like, I don't know, a very liberal person, and maybe because of the art that the celebrity creates, you just assume that their politics would align with yours, and then all of a sudden they're like, I don't know, 2024 Trump, or they're like,
well,
you know, they're not you know, supportive of things like Black Lives Matter or things like that. Do you see what I mean? So I think sometimes in the same way, like where it's, you actually don't know these people, and so you can't hold them to the same moral standard that you hold yourself, because you'll be disappointed. I feel like that's a large thing where it's like, you've like find these things, you're like, oh my gosh, like what the heck, like I thought this of you, but that's not them. And that's why I think it's weird, because it's like, how much of it was what that person presented to you as a celebrity, and then was your add-on, and that's where it's like, it's blurry. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the issues with parasocial relationships, where there's no clear boundaries. Because even with like there was a whole scandal this week with Taylor Swift and her ticket prices, because apparently there was this whole thing with like Ticketmaster, like the sites crashed, and like her tickets prices were like $600, £600 up. And so her fans were kind of like, well, you know, you told us that we're your family, you've told us that we're your friends, how are you treating us that way, if that makes sense? So I think it's on the celebrity, because they have this power, like there's a power dynamic, and because they are the ones that have a bit more power, I think it's on the celebrities to make boundaries. Like you can say things like, oh my gosh, I love you guys because of all the support that you've given us, or that you've given me, and I've been able to create these opportunities for my family and my friends because of you guys, because of my supporters. But you extending things like, oh my gosh, you guys are my friends, you guys are my family, you guys are you're like
you're
my
part
children,
of my life.
You know what
Bro,
I mean?
to the point where Taylor Swift was inviting these people to her house.
I didn't even know she was doing that.
Yeah,
like
that's a bit dangerous.
Album listenings, she would invite some fans to her house, and they have that kind of relationship. Same with the Barbs and Nicki.
I didn't know that. Oh yeah, I saw a clip. Yeah, I saw a clip. Sorry. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that's not your bro.
Yeah,
no.
So that's the issue. And then you find cases where like you think that they're like a nice person, and then you're shocked, because like you'll hear stories and people are like, oh my gosh, I met this celebrity and they were so horrible. But it's like, I don't know, it's like you can't expect perfection out of this
you don't know
person.
Them.
Just because you don't know them. And then in the same way that you might have a day where you snap at someone, do you know what I mean?
But
and
maybe they're just
I would hope that you expect grace. Do you know what I mean? So I think, I don't know, I think it's weird. I think boundaries need to be set. The celebrity needs to be like, in their language, obviously they're not going to come out and be like,
you're not my friends, because they still need people aren't gonna listen.
Exactly, they still need you to consume their whatever it is, their art, whatever. But there needs to be a clear boundary of, well, actually we don't know each other, you actually don't know me. Don't get too
this is not the real me.
Do you know what I
mean? Not the real me.
Like you just understand, you like my craft, and that's it.
Yeah. And it's work. I think sometimes people forget, like, even though like celebrities are celebrities, a lot of the times people become celebrities through their work. Like what they're doing is work. So it's like at the end of the day, like it's a bag. Do you know what I'm saying? No matter how much celebrities are going to say they love their fans, like it's tied to your income. So there is a level of performance that you are presenting. There is a level of not fully being yourself. There is a level of censoring who you really are because you need to please the masses. And so I think it's definitely dangerous in that way of like, celebrities are not really themselves, no matter how much they say they are. But then sometimes it creates a false narrative for the fans, because fans are like, oh my gosh, like you're so real. But it's like, no, like this is still, no matter how real, this is still a polished up version of who they are, because you on your realest day, you're not like that. And so I think it's very dangerous because it creates room for like unrealistic standards of what people are like, and unrealistic standards of what real relationships should be like, and because of and what they should look like, because you have a relationship with an imaginary person, so to speak, to be honest. And so I think it's very dangerous in that way. I think it's dangerous, as Janisha was saying, for the celebrity themselves as well, because they're not necessarily safe. Like you have people that are becoming obsessed to the extent that people are willing to, like, you know, literally stalk you forever, and sometimes even kill you. Like if people have a negative experience with someone they were a fan of, people take it to the extent that they really hate you so much that they could want to kill you. And I'm sure there's probably been unfortunate events where things like that have happened. Or I think as well, sometimes on the more fan side of things, sometimes fans feel an entitlement for celebrities because of the quote unquote aspect of I pay your bills. Like I remember there was this clip that was circulating, I don't remember when, but I don't know who it was, but they were on stage or something, and a fan came up on stage and was basically trying to hug them, and then the person was like refusing, and then everyone in the comments was like, oh my gosh, like you're a horrible person. And then someone asked and was like, guys, if a random person came up to you and hugged you, like would you just hug them? Like you don't know who they are. Like so why are you finding it bizarre that this person who has infringed on the boundary that the celebrity had set where they were performing to come up and hug them? Why is it an uproar that they refused? I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're here to do, kind of thing. So I think it's so dangerous for both the viewer and for both the celebrity. I think for the celebrity, it's more dangerous on a more like physical danger because of safety, but I think also mentally, because I feel like you have to perform all the time, and that can't be a fun life. Like no matter how rich you get, I can't imagine that being enjoyable. But then also for the viewer, I think it's probably quite sad and quite isolating, right? But I think also for the viewer, it creates an unrealistic standard of people and relationships and of yourself as well, because you're expecting a certain level of perfection that doesn't exist, because even the celebrities' identity isn't real, you know.
Exactly. That's the thing. And I love that you touched on that.
Resources to other things,
right?
Resources to like chefs, to makeup artists. Like people come to do their makeup, where you're applying it yourself. You see what I mean? They have professionals in their life
all the time.
This
paid professionals.
So
And I think on what you said, like based off of the relationship that you have with them not being real, the relationship that you have with them is determined by PR, which is multiple people in a room deciding how that person should present themselves.
Look. It's true.
And how they should interact with you. Like like, think of it like this, imagine you are stood here, there are 5 people in front, and then there's that celebrity, and you're saying, oh yeah, I know that person. There's 5 people between you.
And the 5 people are curating the perfect person,
right? They're curating that persona for you to take in and for you to consume. And so your relationship with them, so long as there is PR, which is beneficial, I guess, for the celebrity, it's never going to be a real relationship. And like obviously we can have our like qualms with celebrities and stuff, but when Jan was talking about certain celebrities setting boundaries, you know who does that? Beyonce does that, because
oh my goodness,
Hive will say any higs and any hags, but she's literally like, me, I'm gonna stick beside him. I am gonna stick beside him, and I know you guys are gonna come back and buy my stuff, and I did. Do you know what I mean? So there is that boundary of like her being like, no, this is actually my work. And I think
and my personal life is separate.
There's a mystery about
right
her.
And there's like and I think because she has been so firm about creating that boundary of I don't do interviews unless I want to, and this is what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to talk about my family, my kids, nothing. We're just purely going to talk about work. And these are, because and the way she refers to her fans as well, be honest, these are people that are fans of your work. They're not your family. They're not your friends. These people are not going to be here when you are ill, when you are going through something deeply emotional. They can't come and visit you. They don't know about your past trauma. They don't know about, you know,
your present struggles.
Your present,
and they're not necessarily fans of you because they don't know you. They don't fans of your work. Yeah,
exactly. And true. Like I heard something today, which was so true, that like even with the whole thing with Kelly Rowland and Chris Brown, is that as much as you may identify with a certain celebrity because of their identity, it doesn't mean that they are going to have the same politics as you, which is what Jan said. So you can look at someone and be like, but how could you say something like anti-black like that? Like you look like me. But then it's like, you just because they exist like that doesn't mean that they have the same politic as you or that they mobilize in the same way as you.
Exactly.
So, and that's okay because they're not you. They're a different person. They're allowed to be their own person, even if it doesn't necessarily like match up with who you are, just the same way you're your own person. Obviously, unless it's hurting other people in it,
and it's
then it's not okay, and it's harmful, then it's not okay. But if it's just their existence is separate to yours, it doesn't mean you have to now hate them. Just you be you, innit? And they be them.
And don't pedestalize them.
Exactly.
No. Celebrity is not a thingy. What you call them?
It's not attainable.
A celebrity is not an activist. We need to separate the two.
They're not.
We need to stop trying to put the two together. Celebrities and activists are not the same. Celebrities are not politicians. Celebrities are not mobilizers. We need to stop doing that. And actually get information from people that can give you credible information and are professionals.
Don't get it very blurred.
Very
blurred. Because even like when you see like the whole like celebrities doing like the whole go vote thing in the UK, I feel like you don't see that as much.
No, it seems like
the whole what? Sorry,
like, you know, like when they say like go vote.
Go vote. Okay.
Yeah. Did you like? I feel like in the UK we don't see that. I've never seen that before.
No.
Not from celebrities. No, British
Celebrities.
But go on, Chipper, because you haven't said what you think.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, I think you guys actually ended up touching on most of the things I wanted to say. But in terms of harmful versus like a functional part of society, can you guys not hear me?
No, I'm saying, can you hear my background?
Oh.
Okay, cool. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
So in terms of like the kind of issues and negatives of celebrity culture, I feel like a lot of it rides off the back of like the celebrity being, as Nyari said, like this aspirational thing that kind of people can look up to, or maybe I can be like that, or maybe they'll be friends with me, or blah blah blah, which is just not the case, and it's like an illusion basically. And like it's sad for the celebrity, but the truth is like they are a product, and as Nyari was saying earlier, they are like a manufactured thing. Like there are people that strategize how they approach like interviews. They're created, and it's sad for them, but also I think it would be better if there was like transparency in celebrity culture, where people are given the space to just appreciate whatever art this person is offering and just leave it at that. But I think they're presented, because it's better for marketing, money, Hollywood, blah blah blah, they are presented to us as the person, as opposed to being told to appreciate the movie that they're in. If they're an actor, just appreciate their music. We are told to take this person as a whole, and they're like kind of this package thing, and then that's how people end up, you know, getting like disappointed or feeling like they're let down. And it's interesting as well, I saw like this thread. My issue is I don't read stuff, I just skim read stuff, so I never actually know, but I kind of know. But basically people were complaining, or there's like this discourse about how there aren't any movie stars anymore, and how like the death of the movie star, and how like just people don't have like, it's just power. I think it is over audiences. People don't have like that power, that pull anymore. And a lot of the olders and like the film bros or whatever are very like boohoo about it. But I feel like I prefer this way where we see people as people, because like back in the day, they're always citing, what is it, Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt, blah, 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 who's the equivalent. But it's like, why do we need an equivalent? Because that was kind of weird, the way also, guys, people were interacting with these people. Person. Do we have time to talk about how he's not that good, or is that another episode?
This one will actually keep him.
That's actually another
It's the truth. And even did you see the stuff about Jennifer Aniston?
No, what's happened to her? No.
I didn't even want to do that before we drag her up, but
I don't even like Friends anyway, so boom, boom, boom.
Joking. No, because I was getting into my Friends bag.
No, you weren't, Lavon.
Of watching the, what's it called? What are they called? The edits on YouTube of Ross and Rachel.
So
no, this is seriously.
Because
I watched this edit yesterday. I did.
It's sad though, because you know the guy that plays like Chandler.
Yeah,
you can't even watch it.
Through it. Yeah. He's been going through it.
Back Friends.
Because now I'm thinking that was such a difficult time of his life.
He did an interview. He was like, "This person is just so sad." So it's
sad. Did you see that on TikTok?
Yeah.
Dang. That must be so difficult to like relive, and because those should be quote unquote the moments of your life, like the peak times.
Yeah.
But when he sees that, all he sees is just the most suffering he's ever been through.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
But anyways, back to what Jennifer Aniston had said. Yeah, she said something along the lines of,
"Oh my god."
It ground my gears. I'm not gonna lie.
You got to translate that, mate.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. It
irritated her.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not speak
fluent northerner.
You're not fluent.
So basically, she was talking about, there's no like glamour anymore in Hollywood anymore. Yeah. There's no like superstars or movie stars. She was basically saying that, and as I was reading it, I was like, but babes, we've evolved past that. Like in terms of leading movie star, like how you guys presented it back in the day, because you don't see do 5 things
more, I think they had a lot more power when it was just that.
And it was more elite. I think it was more in line with the difference, like separation of classes. Like it was more classes than more socially elite. So it was more palatable for them.
It was white. Exactly.
And a lot of people that were mediocre were making it through, even though they didn't have it. And so when she's saying stuff like there's no glamour, I'm like, there are people like Lupita that exist. She exudes elegance, right?
And you want to say there's no glamour?
And you're going to say it's not here
that's
anymore.
Really rude, actually.
Do you know what I mean?
There are people
I just deeped it now.
I was like, wait.
Viola Davis, Daniel Kaluuya. Like we can name multiple people.
Harry,
we can.
Do you know what I mean? And you're saying glamour doesn't exist.
Harry Washington.
I was gonna do something bad.
I literally. No,
oh, don't do it. 1 to 3, both of you, stop it right now.
Did you think? Because
that was my second mother. That was my. Carry on.
But anyway, so talking about like Jennifer Aniston as well. One of the things that surprised me, and it's sad. It's obviously it's sad for her family, but her dad was someone like famous. He was an actor. And then it's like another thing with a lot of these people that are like, oh, good old days. Gwyneth Paltrow, her parents were in the industry as well. So there are so many Nepo babies. And like if they weren't an actor, they were like a producer or a director or someone. And it was a very tight circle that they kept back then. So that's another thing. When they say they miss those days, I'm like, what? When you were related to everyone on the red carpet? Like, what is it that you? What do you actually?
It's a family reunion. Hey, Uncle Tom.
Hey, Uncle.
No, she needs a red card.
So there was a lot of like class and elitism, and I feel like now, as we are like coming into the new celebrity culture, it's so there's still like a lot of doors and stuff, but it's a lot more accessible. There's a lot more like not shortcuts and cheat codes, because those people have to work a lot harder, but there are other ways to get in and do good and be good. So yeah.
What do we get from that?
Sorry.
She went. Yeah.
I feel like
She was like, I
what
don't
was
know
my
how
question?
I don't know how to come back for today.
Influencers. And it was a good segue. Just continue.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now as we're talking about kind of accessibility, opening the doors, kind of like the term celebrity expanding, being including more people, enter the influencer. So what do you guys feel like? Okay, so how do you guys feel about influencers, full stop, and then we'll like go to the different phases of it.
I don't mind influencers. I just think people have to be, again, you have to set boundaries as the influencer. And you as an individual have to understand who you want, who's like content you want to consume, how it's affecting you, because there might be a time period where like, oh, I'm okay watching this person, I'm not okay watching this person at this time. So like I think you just have to be cognizant of how you're feeling and how that affects your interaction with this person, because I think it can get close to like what is with the celebrity, again with the whole politics thing, where like you might think that this influencer is, I don't know, pro this thing because you are, and just because of the interaction that you've had with them as a consumer of their content. But when they come out saying that they're not, it's like, oh, and it can upset you. Do you know what I mean? Because again, you create this like, oh my gosh, because with influencers, they do the whole like, oh my gosh, you guys are my family. You guys are my besties.
You're not my subscribers. You're my family.
You're my best friend.
You're my besties. Oh my god! But
no, you have best friends.
Literally, if you're crying, you're not calling me.
Right? God, tell the truth now. And so, yeah, I think it's the same thing where you can have this. Oh my gosh, I know so much about this person, or so much more, because you don't know all of them.
All of it, no, you don't.
But they know nothing about you. Like they actually don't know you. You're just like either a commenter or like. So if you don't comment, they don't know you.
It's true.
Like you're just like, do you know what I mean?
Or if you don't go to a meet and greet, yeah.
And who does those anymore?
A lot of people actually
not
do.
After COVID. But I think after COVID, that slowed down a lot.
I feel like that was like okay.
And I think that was maybe like
a Zoella time. That reminds me of Zoella.
I was gonna say that was earlier on into like when influencing
VidCon time.
VidCon. Yeah. That was.
But VidCon, well, it's just not as big.
It doesn't work. I don't think. Apparently, like it just flops now.
Yeah, and it doesn't, like, the way that VidCon works is it hasn't adapted or shifted for people that are TikTokers. Remember there was that time where there's that one TikToker, she's black. She's black Nigerian and she's American, and she went to VidCon.
Well, Grace.
Yes, it was Grace.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Love her, right?
Gorgeous.
And there was just no one there, but she has this massive following on TikTok.
Got a lot of followers.
So
yes.
For some reason, VidCon hasn't adapted. Yeah, I don't think it's adapted for TikTok. It's more so designed for YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is dying. No offense.
Yeah.
Offense.
Yeah. Offense taken.
I am offended because that is where I'm
sorry,
at.
Jan, back to what you were saying.
Yeah, sorry, Jan.
Oh, mine is done. Someone else.
Yours is done.
Was a question about what we think about influencers.
Yeah. What do you think about influencers and influencing?
Because Chipo's gonna ask us base questions, so I wanted to be quick.
Okay. I would basically say the same as Jan. I wouldn't want to repeat it, but I do think, obviously, when we say that you can't expect influencers to have the same politic as you, I do think as well, though, as a consumer, you do definitely have the right, if you find out something about said content creator or influencer that doesn't align with your moral beliefs, and you think is violent or harmful, you do definitely have every right to not interact with their stuff anymore. Because that's fine, and it's okay to have a moral conscience when you're consuming things or taking product from someone. Because there is that is that aspect where it's like, I am putting money into this. Do you know what I mean? My viewing of your content, you'll get that in terms of your monetization. Your sponsors will see my view, like mine will be one of the many views. Do you know what I mean? And if I don't want to contribute to that, then you have every right to go. But generally, I think Jan has covered it in terms of you have every right to choose who you interact with and for how long you interact with. I think as well, there are influencers for seasons. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
it's true. Me and Jan definitely know that.
Honestly, we go through like up and down. I'm not watching that person anymore, you know.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like we swap. Because the one will start watching and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen them in ages.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely do. But when we live together, do you know one thing sorry, this might tie into something else. Nyari, I'll give back the comment to you, but I was going to say that what I've noticed with us as well, I'll say me and Jan, because I feel like in terms of us watching content, me and Jan spend a lot of time together watching content. So there's a season where whatever influencers I was watching or whatever influencers Janisha was watching, we would both be watching the same influencers because we spent so much time together. So in a way, even though influencers were influencing us as friends, were influencing each other to watch certain influencers, which I think is a safer entry of influence, because at least your friends are people that you have
trust. Like a recommendation.
You have a recommendation.
You want to go somewhere where someo's been.
Exactly.
No, you're not going to get the run.
But you know what the funniest thing is, when you're both there and you both find out it's Crincom.
Oh my god.
That's when things get tricky.
Everyone's just like,
it's a drop.
Yeah. We're just like, so we're just not watching this then. Yeah, it's true.
Like, it's a drop. I remember there was this one time where, oh my gosh, I literally remember I had watched this video about it was about how like your menstrual cycle affects like the food that you eat. And I was like, oh my, and like it was a doctor. So, and she had this paper and she had a book. And like I always say this, I'm an influencer's dream. If you tell me something,
Janisha is an influencer's dream.
Okay, I believe you.
She's very easily
she was saying
influenced.
all this stuff. I was like, oh my god.
And it sounded legit.
She was a doctor. She was a researcher. So I thought, she knows what she's saying. Yeah. And she's talking about a paper.
Yeah.
Then literally, Lavon's like, oh, okay, like let's watch this video. And one of the YouTubers that Lavon watches had a video literally about that. Like, does your menstrual cycle affect your like physical activity?
And the thing is, the video literally came out that exact day. That's
and it was
what
the
was
same
more
paper,
funny. And it was the
like,
same
no,
paper.
So the first lady tricked me.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the heck?
You were hoodwinked.
Yeah. And I remember because Lavon literally watched me. My face was just like, it was like a drop. I had all of this information.
As Janisha's face dropped, though, my face was dropping too, because I was being influenced from my friend who was also influenced. So obviously I trust Janisha. So I was like, oh my gosh, of course, Janisha's not going to feed me false information. No. So me and Janisha were like exploring this. And we're like, oh my gosh, like we need to change our ways. Like we need to change when we work out. And then I was like, oh my gosh, Janisha, one of my favorite YouTubers just posted. Shall we just watch this so we can back up our research? And Janisha's like, of course. So now we're watching it and we both drop because I'm like, because I'm sad for you. Your influencer lied to us, mate. And now my influencer has to correct your influencer.
She was literally like, no,
it's wrong.
No.
Debunked.
It's discredited.
It wasn't even like a nice little like, oh well.
No, it wasn't a cute video.
No, the video was cute, but then for us it was like, oh my gosh, like we just believed a lie.
I'm like, I just dropped.
Yeah, definitely it's a drop.
Let me ask a question for the fans, Jan. Are you still subscribed to the misinforming person?
No, because I saw them on
it was in passing.
I even saw them on like, I think it wasn't a TED talk, it was something like that.
It was more professional
sometimes. It was on a lecture. I was like, she must be
chatting. Oh my gosh, it was it
was like 2 hours. I took my time with that.
Oh
my gosh.
Anyway.
You did.
But you know what's interesting with this situation? The person who was influencing Janisha is a doctor.
Yeah.
And then the person who discredited it is an influencer.
Yeah. But isn't she a physio?
To be fair, she's an influencer, but she's a trained scientist, so she knows her stuff. So, we're not going to discredit her, but I'm just saying, like, the way that I know what you mean. The way that Janisha related to the first person who influenced her was from the standpoint of like, this person is like a doctor, so they're knowledgeable in their field. But the way I related to the person who then gave us the other information, it's just that was just someone I watched. And I didn't watch her because she was a physician. I just watched her because she was an influencer, but who tied science and like nutrition and exercise into like well-being and fitness. Exactly. But the way I related to her was more from an influencer point of view, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get you.
But
so I agree with all of you guys. I think just like overall influencers, like we should just take them for what they are, which is content creators. So they're like putting out this content, we're taking it in. As Nyari said, it's not everything that you have to align yourself with. If you feel like it's not for you right now, if you feel like you're off it like for good, you don't have to, you can just cut ties.
To stay. And
you don't have to look to that person to answer all of your questions in that particular topic or just in life in general. And just I feel obviously it's they have a responsibility, like having a platform comes with this responsibility, but I also feel like I feel sorry for the pedestal that a lot of these people are put on, because when the peopleness of them kind of happens, they just get torn. Like they just get ripped from that place that they didn't ask to be in. Like not everyone wants to be a spokesperson on this, that, and the other. They just wanna get their Zara sponsorship, and that's fine. I don't think they have to like be a spokesperson for everything just because of the numbers that they have and just because of the eyes that are on them. If they can mix the two, that's cool. And if you want someone that mixes the two, there are so many. So like you can go and look for them and look to them instead. So while we're talking about influencers, just to like make it a little bit more lighthearted, what is the wildest thing that you've been influenced to buy and do, and what's something that no influencer, even your top influencer, will never convince you to do?
What is that?
I guess
say your question again.
The wildest thing.
What is the wildest thing that you've been influenced and you found yourself doing because like maybe you saw an influencer do it, or it was a trend or whatever? And then also on the flip side of that, what's something that no matter how many people say it, even if it's your fave, your number one babe, she will never be able to influence you to do it, if there is. If not, then that's cool.
I might have to think about this. But Nyari already had an answer.
I take it back.
Because books
not
isn't
you
that
said
wild.
what?
Books is not wild.
Not that wild.
I think books, but it's not
it's knowledge.
It's knowledge. But
was it a type of book? Is that
no, it could be a type of book.
I think one of the wildest things is like those, those YouTubers that be like, you can do this kind of self-care at home. Yeah. Try to wax at home.
Oh yeah.
Nyari.
Some things you outsource for.
That's scary.
Things you outsource
that is scary.
I'm an advocate for outsourcing.
That one is actually scary. So,
but I get that. Yeah. That's scary, but I get it. Because that is influence.
And I didn't have the knowledge at the time or understanding of the procedure.
Oh my god! And you can rip your skin sometimes.
You can.
Oh, you should know.
She said I know.
She said I know,
Jan.
You can, Sam. You can.
So I guess that's the wildest.
Yeah.
That and like the whole thing of like you can do your eyebrows at home. Ended up getting rid of half of my eyebrow.
Yeah. So it's like beauty routine things that really you should be outsourcing.
Backfired for Nyari.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna work for you. We work for her, but not for you.
What you see on that screen?
That ain't gonna say for you, honey.
It is not.
You know that? Who's that? Is it Ayana or something? That Ayana Fix My Life woman. She's like, is that something you want? Well, you're never gonna get it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The sound bites from that show.
That is so funny.
So funny.
No, it's the one where she's speaking to the hole.
Oh no. And you know
that one never.
And then it's the fact that she was pushing him down.
She was
pushing him down. Like he did not want to speak into that.
The newest clip, that's circulating, where she's like, I am just gonna go over there and weep. I am just gonna weep with her. When she just stands.
Oh my gosh, that makes it so much more funny.
I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
I love that. I like when you like find something new. Do you know what I mean?
And it connects. I get you.
Yeah, that's
sorry. So that's the wildest thing that you've been influenced to do.
Do you want to go, Chupa? Because I don't. I'm really like.
I'm thinking. I'm wrecking my brain.
It's funny. I know. We came at Levon earlier about the dimple, but the wildest thing that I've physically done is there was this YouTuber that I used to watch, and she did a how to get a dimple. So you like had to put a spoon in the freezer.
I was about to say.
And then you like, I think she said like whack your cheek with a spoon and then poke yourself with a pencil like straight away. And then it would give you a dimple.
I'm laughing, but I've probably
she was taking the mic.
If Levon saw the video, Levon would have done it.
What did you guys do?
No. I never saw the spoon one, but I did see the one where it's like you smile like this and then you just press your cheeks in for ages. Mm-hmm. And I did that. I did that when I was 12. So it could have worked, to be honest, because I do have a dimple now. But I just have one.
It did work.
Maybe it didn't work. I think
it did. Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Sorry.
The wildest thing. This is the thing though. The thing is, I feel like as much as I watch influencers, I'm trying to think like, do I allow them? Okay, maybe you guys gave examples of things that you did, so you don't necessarily have to buy anything. Could be something that you just did. Okay, let me think.
While you're thinking, I'll say something that I can never be influenced to do, and that's ugly shoes. No amount of sponsored post. If a shoe is ugly, that one is personal. It's okay. Whatever you think is an ugly shoe. Like, would you buy something that you know is ugly because it's like in trend or because
Oh, okay. But like, what if it's beautiful to me? She's very.
Then you don't find it ugly. Then that's fine. I mean, someone's influenced you.
Ugly,
But if you find it ugly and the influencer loved it, you wouldn't buy it.
This is the fashion. This is the okay.
Sis. No amount of
anything. Any Balenciaga shoe at this point.
What have they made that's cute? Please.
I mean, they had the black and the white one.
The actual first ones, like those shoes that were like trainers. They were kind of cute. I can't lie.
They were kind of cute.
Oh, okay.
After that, when they had the plastic thing, that was like a fake plastic bottle that was a sandal.
Go downhill. That's
okay, I'm trying to think.
I'm really trying to think as well. Like, I might have to like go.
It's okay if you guys don't.
Sorry,
I just thought it was a thing.
Whilst these two are thinking, like, speaking of being influenced by things, I'm not gonna lie, on TikTok I follow so many people that have Amazon finds, like, you know, when they have like the little
the wish list.
No, not even the wish list. Like, they'll be like, this is what is in my house, right? I don't have an iPad, but I want an iPad stand that's also a charger, that's also a light.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That is like, funny. I get that.
And then like there's this container, right, guys? I saw this container. It's like I don't know what the material was, but it was also like microwave safe, but it was also kind of like flexible, but it was still kind of firm. And the lid was magnetic. And the thing is, with all of the containers, they were all magnetic to each other. So it helped with storage. But then clicked on the Amazon price.
Oh
my gosh. Cheeky, you know? Yeah. Because you know what? That happened to me once when I was watching someone and they were talking about this coffee machine or something that they found on Amazon. Tell me why I clicked. But then this is the thing, like, I thought, okay, coffee machines are expensive, but I'm thinking like it's going to be like £100, 200 max. I click on the thing was over £1,000. I said, we are not in the same tax bracket. Why are you linking this in your video? Like, I'm gonna buy it from Amazon, Chippo.
Why don't you just go curries at that point?
Right, go to curries.
PC World.
I used to love that jingle. Remember when PC World and curries like first collab?
That was like
that marriage. Yeah, African dads everywhere celebrated that.
With the sandals,
bro.
That's so crazy.
And the cargo pants.
Okay.
While we were speaking on that, I thought of something.
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
The funny or the craziest thing that an influencer has ever influenced me to do was to make a wrap from lentils.
How does that work?
Wait, what just happened? Why have I disappeared?
We're here.
No,
you're still here. You're still here.
You guys disappeared from my screen.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, an influencer convinced me to make a wrap out of lentils. And basically what you do is you soak the lentils overnight Like, so it's a commitment. You start this the day before, soak them overnight, and then you drain the water, and then you blend them with water and a bit of salt and seasoning if you wish, right? And then you fry them on a pan, like on both sides for at least 2 minutes. And then you have a protein packed wrap. I did that, and I actually put things inside because I trusted this influencer. So I thought this is gonna taste good. I put food inside, and that was the most horrible thing I've ever eaten in my life. It just, Janisha, all I can say is I would never recommend, but I don't know if I did it wrong, but it was just the most horrible thing I've ever done.
I can't imagine that being.
But then the thing is, when my influencer person did it, they were like, this is so yummy. And they're a food influencer. Like, they're a food influencer. So like, they show foods that they eat, like they do lifestyle and food and fitness. So I thought, I can trust you. And they season their food. So I thought, yeah, like, you're a trustworthy person. But guys, that was wild, sorry. And then I remember at the time, like, my housemate was in the kitchen and was like, what are you doing? And I said, I was influenced to do this. I saw it on TikTok. And they were like, yeah, I don't think that's going to go well. But then after that, I said, you know what? I'm just never doing it again.
Yeah.
You're not going to influence me to try something that is so out of my league. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the wildest thing that I've been influenced to do that I can think of right now.
Okay.
And then the thing that sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say, and then the thing that I would never be influenced to do, anything that is like compromising to my faith or to like my health and well-being. You would, no matter how much you influence me, like, you will never convince me to do something that's outside of like the will and the word of God, or something that's going to put me in danger. It's all good.
Not me.
Not
smart girl.
Yeah, so back to Jan.
I feel like the craziest thing I've been influenced by is either that whole period thing, because I was gonna change my whole life. I promise
Babes,
you guys.
and I was gonna go with you.
Change my whole life, and I was gonna take Lavon for the ride.
Yeah, you would take it. But mind you, Jan, the ride was gonna be easy for me because what you were gonna change was something that I already didn't do. Because you were just gonna stop working out when you're on your period,
but
I did not participate because I was like, I'm
on my period.
You were gonna change your whole life.
Certain foods. I was like, I'm gonna go full in on this. I was like, I'm changing it up. I'm telling Mum when we go shopping, Tesco, you gotta change up for me.
We are in this part of the infradian cycle.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Phase, the ovulating phase, and then it was to the point where it was like, you're gonna have more ideas on this. You know what? I should have just clocked it.
You know what? I've heard that before. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
But it was the femininity influencers that were saying that.
Yeah.
So,
but because I saw a doctor, I was like, this is real.
Yeah. And there was paper, like there was evidence, quote unquote, scientific evidence behind
the paper that she presented. She presented the results in a way that suited her.
It
wasn't. It's the same paper, but she was
but it was wrong. This one, it was the same paper.
It was the same paper. She's a girl. Go, nah.
You know what this shows though? This shows something scary, that like, people can quote unquote present something to be what it's not through being an influencer, because they have influence over you in some way. And people could really harm themselves or change their lives for something
and that's how we get incels. That's how we get
the truth.
The red pill region, the manosphere.
Oh, pardon me. But I was willing to change my whole life.
Yeah, you were.
I was gonna eat lentils this week. Chicken the
lentil wrap. At least we're gonna have lentils together. Do you know? Since then, guys, I have lentils in my cupboard and I've never been able to touch them since. And I want to, because I want to make the lentil soup that Chippo and Janisha used to make, but
it's actually
good. Chippo, please send me the recipe so I can rewire my brain.
But it's not my recipe. So
but I want it from you, bro. You're the OG.
You're the OG.
You're the OG. We'll discuss after the episode.
Okay, and then what is it? What's the
thing that an influencer could never convince you to do or buy or whatever, no matter what?
An influencer.
Because you're an influencer's dream, Jan, so this is going to be hard for you.
Yeah. But I tell you what an influencer could never convince me to do.
Yeah.
Are you gonna tell us?
She's given suspense.
After the break.
After the commercial break.
Thank you to blah 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 for sponsoring today's video. Because we're influencers.
Oh, but guys, in terms of bad influence, you know, like I was out here thinking that BetterHelp was actually
BetterHelp. I saw these TikToks.
Oh, is it not? Oh, don't say that, because a few of my influencers have told me to get BetterHelp.
And
if I had money, I would have. Loads of my influencers, because a lot of my influencers focus on mental health. But who said it's bad, Nyari?
The clients.
Yeah.
People
like
that use it.
People that actually use it. Because most of the times when you think about it, Yvonne, like the people that tell us to use BetterHelp,
they don't use it.
Their own private.
They've got their own private therapist. You're right.
So they actually don't use the service.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Which isn't the best.
The service is paying the influence as well, but not necessarily paying the therapists the people that are trying to access BetterHelp. It's even expensive for them. They don't I think they don't take insurance as well. I was really out here defending BetterHelp. Oh no.
Yes, that's sad. I didn't know that. That makes me really sad.
Yeah,
that makes me really sad.
Good idea, but wrong execution, I guess. I think mine would be like the same thing along the lines of like what Lavon has said, like my faith, or putting any facet of my well-being in danger, in harm's way. It's a no. Or even if it's not my well-being, like harming people around you, that's not the vibe either.
It's not. It's giving not.
Because if you're influencing me to partake in some system or something that is gonna affect people, you know what I mean, and is dangerous or violent to others, even if it doesn't directly affect me, I'm not doing it.
I think mine is all of those things plus chippers.
I was gonna say, I can't lie, chippers, I strongly stand by it. You're not gonna make me buy something that is ugly to me. Never. And sorry.
Or like, so like there's a new trend, where like, you know, okay, I can give an example.
Yeah.
Right now, when we see wigs, the high standard is like, where's the lace? Oh my gosh, where's the lace? Let's say, for example, there was a new trend where we want to see
the lace.
Right. we want to know.
No, do you know what? Because you're right, Janisha. Because you're right.
Lace. Guys, no,
there is a trend right now that I could say that is kind of giving that. There's a trend right now. I don't know if this is just because like I'm behind on TikTok and I just saw this on YouTube, but there is a trend. But I don't know if this applies to our community. But I saw a trend where, you know, people doing their makeup. But now, you know how usually you cover your dark circles, but there is a trend where people are accentuating
their dark
circles with concealer.
What? Maybe they use like a grey tone.
They use like a grey tone concealer on their eyes, and I even saw
at that point just wear no makeup and it's fine.
Yes, and I said, this is the thing. You will never convince me to do this. I'm not. Or someone called it something like, like just been crying makeup. What? No,
I hate the need to name everything. Oh my gosh.
Guys,
oh my gosh.
Did you see? Yeah, there was a TikTok where they were taking the mick out of all of the aesthetics, and they came up with hard-boiled egg.
Hard-boiled
egg. That's what they sound like.
Yeah, it's true though. It's true. Not everything should have an aesthetic, you know.
Why would you? Okay.
Have you seen?
Sometimes you just didn't know. You just didn't know how to put on your makeup.
Yeah, I'm cold.
The I'm cold stuff.
Yes, and you want
just natural makeup.
Yeah,
but it's like, gosh, you can't convince me to do that. Like when I'm doing my makeup, I'm just gonna do my makeup. Yeah, I'm just gonna do what works for me, what I like. But why do I want to look cold on top of my makeup?
Why do I look?
But then realistically, if I've been crying as well,
I'm gonna be cold.
The blush. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna see it
because I don't have that skin. For me, anyway, it doesn't.
When I'm cold, my
face.
Oh
no, there's a black version. Don't worry, you're there. You're represented.
It's just like how we blush and we don't blush, Janisha. We use blush, but we don't blush.
Yeah, but then there are some people, like let's say my younger sister when she was younger. Like you could like on her nose, she had a red mark.
You could see red.
Like you could see it.
To be fair, my little brother had that as well. But when he was much younger, so he was much fairer. So I think that's the only reason, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. If something is ugly,
like if they said crunchy laces in,
or if it's actually just useless, like, you know, it doesn't add anything to your life.
It doesn't do anything.
It's not even like, it's not cute. It's not useful.
No.
Why do I want it?
No, it's not adding to my life. It's subtracting. Yeah, I agree with you guys. I do. That's so funny.
Like, it doesn't even make you happy when you look at it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there are
some
things
you feel like you have to conform to it.
Yeah.
It's really sad, to be honest.
Also, another thing, if we're being specific, there are certain certain piercings I can't get with. Personally,
be careful,
I couldn't do it.
Be careful.
I know, I'm saying personally, I couldn't do it. There. Oh god.
Or like you couldn't be influenced to get a piercing.
Yeah, like
a certain
piercing, like I couldn't do it. Like if someone was telling us to get a piercing here,
I get you.
I know I would look bad. Same with the one here wouldn't work for me. The one here wouldn't work for me. It's just, there's a bunch of things that just wouldn't work for us. Do you know what I mean? Also, another thing that I could never be influenced to support is people that are crinkum and crankum. If I have seen in your track record that you're not okay, then
you can't be influenced to like them by someone else.
I'm not going to be influenced to listen to your music. I'm not going to be influenced to look at your podcast. Like if I've seen it before and I have not heard good reviews, I'm not going to be there. Same way, if I've seen 50 billion, this is a big one. If you've seen reviews of a restaurant and people are saying it's bad, and then other people come and they try to tell you, but it's an ad, I am not going to believe you.
No, because
I listen to the 1 star, even if there's 10 billion 5 stars.
But guys, Janisha's so bad for this. No, guys, can I say this? Janisha's so bad for this, because there was one time when I was trying to buy something on Amazon, and then Janisha was like, let me look at the reviews. Tell me why, like 99.9999% of the reviews were positive. There was one person who was like, 4 stars because I don't know, like this is not what I expected. And Ginger was like, oh, it's got bad reviews.
Wait, was this the microphone?
Do you remember though with the mics?
Yeah, it was the mics.
Passage.
So
what
funny.
They said. But if I see one bad review,
Janisha just needs one bad worded review, but it's bad, and Janisha will lock it off. But I think now, when it comes to food, I don't blame you, man, because don't play with my food.
Things that go in my belly.
Don't play with my food.
You can actually get sick. You can end up in the hospital, you know.
It's true.
It's true.
And do you know how upsetting it is when you've paid for something and you eat and like...
Yeah, like do you remember when all the British influencers were like hyping up Vapianos, and then like we went there and it's just very mediocre. Sorry, that might be too direct, but
no, it was
because then when I went there, I was thinking, oh my gosh, like one of my favorite influencers always talks about them, but then I forget, like they get food for free and they get paid to advertise it. And then I went there, spent my hard-earned money.
The food is free, so of course
and it was bad.
Guys, I feel like we ordered from somewhere and it was terrible.
Ordered,
or was it the Chinese you guys got?
No, because that wasn't influenced. That was just a mistake.
That's true. What was it?
That was just poor judgment.
No, not even influenced. No, you know which one was technically influenced, because we actually did look at the reviews and they were good. When we went in Cambridge to that cafe with the burnt pizza and the plain wing,
and then we all had the red.
I do not want to speak to. Didn't we get sick?
We stayed up because you know how we used to work nights.
We had to run.
We had to. What did we do? We had to stay up. We had to stay
4 hours longer
so that we could wait till it opened.
Because it opened at like 11.
Yeah, you guys been at the door.
Well, I promise you, we stayed in a coffee shop for 3 hours
and our bellies were running.
And we didn't buy anything from the coffee shop so that we would eat at the restaurant.
I wish you just went to McDonald's breakfast.
I'm literally home. I had to leave you guys. I was running because I was like, guys,
I need the toilet with dairy. Nyari actually said, I'm gone. My God.
But then the funny thing is when we all got home, we were just like, okay, is everyone okay?
So that's about it with parasocial relationships. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys, learned something or like enjoyed the discussion. And if you have anything else to add, feel free to let us know. Feel free to at us. The verse that I kind of selected for today's episode it's a bit of a, when the Bible loves a light drag. That's what I've realized. And it's like, I love verses that are like not funny, but it's funny and it's just so well written. And I like it when things are like they just drag you. But basically,
together.
the verse that I found that kind of ties in with what we're talking about, celebrity culture, influencers, putting people on a pedestal and the consequences of that. Isaiah 2:22 says, "Stop trusting in mere humans who have but a breath in their nostrils. Why hold them in esteem?" So,
but a breath in their nostrils.
That's
you know how that is?
Woo! Like I was winded when
Oh,
you said that.
my goodness.
Yeah, but my breathing it changed.
You know what's funny? I actually held my breath.
Yeah,
It's like I might not have a breath in my nostrils.
Do I even have that? Yeah, so I think
that's
it
powerful,
just,
though.
That's so
but it's
true.
true. It's true.
It is
Can't
true.
idolize people.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, and it speaks to, I think also I regret not getting like maybe the verse before or the verse after that, but I think what I get from that and what I imagine it's saying or alluding to, it's like we have a whole God and we're looking to like people to, it's okay to have like inspiration, it's okay to have sources of comfort, that's fine, but for your primary source and to invest all of your kind of like well-being, all of your comfort, all of your answers, to search for them all in a nostril, don't do that.
When you put
Don't
it
do that.
head.
Whoa, man, this got a bit serious.
Yeah,
it did, but that's what I got.
That is true.
And then
it's true.
So the song that I picked for the episode to go with it, it's Idols by Kirk Franklin. And and the reason why I picked that, I think there's a line in the song where it's like, give me your options and let me be the first one you call, kind of God talking to them. And again, it's like, we're not putting down having influencers, having people that you follow, having people that you like to watch, because that's not the bad thing. The bad thing is when they are like your first option, they are who you look to, when instead you can just look to God and he will give you everything, I guess. Yeah,
that was beautiful.
Very
and so
beautiful.
true. So true.
Very true.
Sorry, can I just add a little segue just to add
Please
to what
do.
you said? It's interesting that tying it back to the verse of the day, because today I was having a discussion with my pastor, and one of the scriptures that he was talking to me about was I forgot where the scripture is, but it basically says something along the lines of like, the fear of man is a snare, which is like fearing man, obviously over fearing God, is like a trap. And I think sometimes with the way that we can interact with celebrities, it's like or in influencers as well, it can create like a low-key reverence that we don't realize that it's a reverence, but it is, because it's like, whoa, like you think, oh my gosh, like you are like far above me, far above my sight of you. But that in itself, like, it creates a trap that, can really be dangerous, as obviously we've discussed in the episode. So man, fear God, innit? Don't fear man, fear God.
Because God wants the small things as much as he wants the big things as well.
The big things. Yeah,
because in the
true.
sense of like, when you wake up, what do you turn to? When you have good news, what do you turn to? When you have bad news, what do you turn to? When you, I don't know, you're brushing your teeth, do you see what I mean? And where you can give that time to like influencers and so on and so forth. You should also be cognizant as Christians, like, of the fact that this time God also wants it as well.
Yeah.
I think as well, sorry, since we're all doing add-ons,
no, it's okay.
Is in terms of the influencing and like your parasocial relationships and relationships in general, what are they feeding you with? So you associate with a certain thing or a certain person because I guess you see some sort of semblance with it, or it feeds something in you. And I think we need to understand that obviously whilst we do have relationships with people and they can encourage us or they can like give us some sort of guidance, ultimately they are not the source of life. Do you know what I mean? They're not what is it that Jesus referenced himself as?
The bread of life.
They're not the bread of life. Do you know what I mean? And so they don't give you sustenance in the way that God can give you sustenance, like you guys have said. And they can't feed you or fulfill you or make you who you are meant to be. Only God is able to do that. Do you know what I mean?
That's so
good. Sorry. Thank you guys. Thank you for those points, and thank you for listening, and we hope to catch you guys in our next episode. In the meantime, you can find us on our socials, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at The Redeemed Podcast. We are there. And no, don't ignore Lavon. Like, go there. Don't ignore her.
Go there. Don't ignore me. Ignore me, but don't ignore me. Do you know what I mean?
Don't ignore me.
Yeah. So until next time, I guess.
Bye-bye.